Okay, hello everyone. Hi, this is Greg. I just wanted to do something different today, because today happens to be the fourth anniversary of Dinosaur Candidates, and so what I thought I would do actually do like a live action stop motion, and show you how I do my stop motion stuff whenever I get a chance to do some stop motion. I didn't do this any for advanced knowledge or anything like that. For example, I didn't put a heads up that hey, I'm going to do this tonight. I kind of just thought about this tonight. So I thought I'd do some kind of a cool animation for you, but you're going to see like me do it and work it through, and as I do, I'm going to talk about stuff. And then I'm going to show you the time lapse over time. So I have two cameras set up. I have this camera here, and I have my other camera that's on the side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the my animation recording, and so I'm going to do a step-by-step animation stop motion on my pictures and everything like that. So you're going to hear a click every so often. First and foremost, what I wanted to say, a couple things. I wanted to say thank you so much for those who have watched my Dinosaur Candidate story. It all started off with a high chair, and this location is where the high chair used to be. You know, pretty much it was one of those things where I would always do like I just had this thing where one day I was coming home from working in insurance. I was working as an insurance agent, and as I was doing that, I found that it was like very very stressful job. I know many people, they say as a matter of fact, when you work different jobs, you should always be able to have some kind of an out or something. And what happened was at the time my son, he was about 1 years of age, and he was like just being able to, he was just a baby, well just 1 year old little toddler I guess, and so it was like 2015 is when I started working in insurance, and when I came home, it was very stressful for me. But when I came home one day, it was September 4th, which is today, 4 years ago, and what I did was that I started to like just position two dinosaur candidates, and the two dinosaur candidates were you have Allosaurus Rex, right, and you had Ankylosaurus Prime. And so what happens with these two? I later introduced Candidate Fish, and the Candidate Fish, he was pretty much he joined the rigmarole, and in the process thereof, of the whole rigmarole, um, they started to go through different stories, And first it was just kind of like them being positioned and them talking and stuff like that, and them having conversations. But then what happened over time was that oops, goodness, fix it back in. What happened over time was that you had Candid Fish came into the picture. And Candid Fish had a notorious, really kind of messed up background. His background was that he was trying to, notorious in the sense like he was trying to find out what happened to his mother, because it was part of an accident that happened. Long story short, he joined into politics to run against, to be the third candidate to run against, between Fish and Ankylosaurus Prime, right? And so what happened was that they didn't like him much, but there was sinister plans that were happening. And some of the sinister plans that happened was that there were other agents at work. Other agents that I'm going to bring out at work. And some of the agents that were at work were some people like, for example, we um, did like a thing where you're trying to find out who was, behind the scenes in regards to making things go bad. They had a couple of people that later kind of introduced, and as I introduced them, they were not necessarily nice characters. You find out this one is Stacy, and the other one is Blue Rex, and they were part of the Investors Club. Part of the Investors Club, and being part of the Investors Club, what they do is that they work behind the scenes and they pull the strings for the government, and they're kind of like the elite in the group the name of the city and the town was called Dinosaur High Chair, because it was my son's high chair, and so I just thought go ahead and make it into a high chair. And so with that, you have the different stories where the dinosaurs themselves are being, introduced one by one. And as you introduce more, you learn about um, the different police, as well as you learn about the different police, as well as different how the system in the city works, how the politics work, how everything works in regards to the politics of the day. You begin to find out that the dinosaurs also work with people, and they have a connection with the humans as well, and they have the connection with other animals. So they don't just talk to dinosaurs. And I found this to be kind of interesting because I've always liked dinosaurs since I was a kid, And the reason I'm using these is because you can have dinosaurs represent any people group and any type of things, and not be so clear about it that people get offended, but also get a chance to talk and to share, and you can talk about anything, and it won't offend people because they're not sure, they're just talking about dinosaurs. And also my story is very heavily into the Bible, and talks about, like, a lot of creation aspects, things of creation. Well, let me just continue to position these. And one thing about time lapse is that when you finally get it all completed, you have it like where you can actually see all the details and the differences. I'll show it to you in just a few, just some of the things I've got so far. But what happens is I have my camera positioned, and I have to put it back into perspective. But I'll just show you some of the stuff in just a few. I want to talk to you also about, like, just more of the details of the story. Now you have this is Mallory. This is Ankylosaurus, Allosaurus Rex. My favorite dinosaur is Allosaurus. You have candid fish, and candid fish is a part fish, part shark. And also you have Ankylosaurus Prime, which is, like, was the forerunner. They both he and Ankylosaurus Prime and Allosaurus Rex, they both had a lot of similarities in terms of the things they're trying to do, and they wanted to run and rule the high chair. So the whole purpose of this was that they would win the presidency. It was during a time when the elections were happening and everybody started to run. You had it with Trump and Hillary and stuff, and they were just, Trump and Hillary Clinton was running for presidency, and then this idea just popped in my mind. But these do not represent any of the candidates that are on stage today, or any of the candidates that were there. They just kind of, like, had a couple ideas. And what happened was that there was a huge popularity for fish. In the meantime, what happened, which is kind of interesting, is that you have, I don't want to explain this whole story to you, but I just wanted to let you know, I mean, it's out there. I have written this all on my Instagram. It's all numbered from 1 to, right now, to episode 1000. And, because I make the episodes short, I try not to make it too long. Each episode I try to drop, like, maybe 2 or 3 per week. That way it's like I don't, like, just overwhelm the news feed with just all of my dinosaur stories. So what I've done is that in the situation, I've set up these dinosaurs here. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and just keep moving these and just kind of set up the next part of the thing I wanted to show you. They are a futuristic society. They're just, they're dinosaurs. They're still a futuristic society in terms of, like, their technology is ahead of ours. They have things that are cater-made and designed for dinosaurs, as well as things that are made for, like, for example, they've harnessed the power of light. They have the concept of medicine down pat. They're even doing more. They know how to make food, instant food, things like that. They have it. Their food actually is crumbs, because the majority of the things that they actually do is because it's a high chair, and kids have high chairs and stuff. The majority of things that they do, and that they is powered by and engineered by crumbs. Crumbs is their currency and also their food source. So what happened was this. My character in this story, I'm not a dinosaur. I just in my story I was have me, and this is what happened was my daughter Abby, when she was really young, she said, "Oh, look, it's Dad," and here it is. I'm still here. And then Chloe saw it, and she's like, "Look, it's Dad," and then Lucas saw it, and he's like, "It's Dad." So this is a personification of me in my dinosaur story. So to let you know that I've not gone completely mad. This is a representation of me in the story, so I kind of enter into my own story without me losing or becoming another creature of sorts, And so what happens is that, with that in mind, I get a chance to actually be part of my own story. Well, in my dinosaur story, and also so often I also have Orange Rex, and he's kind of like a co-producer, even though he's not really. He used to be Spinosaurus, the Spinosaurus. I had him a lot. What happened was that when Lucas, he got old enough, he kind of did some damage to the Spinosaurus. So the Spinosaurus is here, right? But he can't really stand much. He just can't do the standing thing much. So he just kind of falls over. So, because he's the Squishables, one of the Squishables. And my sister got this for me. My older sister got this for me on my 35th birthday. So my dinosaur that I used a lot for the dinosaur story, this is my Spinosaurus. He can't stand anymore, so I have to do some kind of a surgery for him. And because his arm also needs some repair, so I got to do some repair on him as well. So he's the one that my son got a hold of and did a lot of damage to, but he's like one of the investors as well, part of the investors club. And he's an agent of change. He's also best friends with Mallory. This is Mallory Macrurosaurus, and she also joined the race. I just totally forgot to tell you about that. She joined the race, and when she joined the race, it was to be the fourth person. So that's where you have these 4 dinosaurs and a fish in a dinosaur candidate story. It's been really cool just being able to do this for so many years and be able to just kind of talk about stuff and then have all these things. I also work with Blender animation software, and Blender is one of those things where I get a chance to do a lot of the animations that I can't do in person with things. For example, making them fly over the Bermuda Triangle, making them fly, above the firmament, making them fly and go deep into the ocean. And some of the ships I have, those things I don't have many, I don't have the means. Some things I try to make, so I'll show you some of the stuff I've made, and over the course of time, there's some of the stuff that so you can see it. But anyway, so back to the story. You have this, Orange Raptor is in place of Spinosaurus because I have to repair him some, and I haven't got a chance to do that as of yet. So let me just go ahead and add some of the shots to it. Because what they're gonna do something tonight, which is really cool. I'm gonna have them actually make something. So it's going to be really cool when you see it in time lapse, because you're going to see it like, okay, this is how it works in terms of, just 1 or 2 things. But for the most part, though, it's going to see them do it here. Okay. So I'm going to add some more things to the side, and then when I do that, it's going to come up in the time lapse. And I have to just kind of position and think about what I need to do. So I'm going to try and talk and think and, and position stuff at the same time. Because it's kind of like I get a chance to stop and then take a breath every so often as to what I'm going to do. So I'm just doing these things and just positioning them. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's pretty cool. So then they're just kind of watching and bringing in the newest item. See, I'm always on the prowl for new dinosaurs too, by the way. It's one of those things where it's like it's kind of a cool thing to be able to come across and to work with. Now, I have some dinosaurs that I've made, some things that I've actually got a chance to work with and do. For example, I just learned about like this thing called Instamorph. And Instamorph, I've just been at it for a number of years. And what I found is like this indestructible plastic, type of thing, where you can actually mold and you can make it into something, you can make anything into plastic. You start off with, I'll show you the container. It starts off like beads. It starts off like beads like this, right? This is Instamorph. It starts off like beads, and it's all like beady inside, like beads. And what you do is that you take it, you put it into fire, and then the fire you put it in a pot of water, and you're able to mold it. So some things I do with that is I make dinosaurs, make my own dinosaurs. When I was a kid, I really fell in love with the whole dinosaur story type thing, and I wanted to be a paleontologist at one point when I was a kid. And what happened was my oldest sister, she mentioned to me that they're all dead, and she said, you're going to be digging up bones all day, and then what's the fun digging up bones? I thought maybe at that point I'd be an archaeologist or something, but I said, well, let me just think it through, And then I said to myself, well, I don't really want to be digging up bones and trying to recreate stories of things that are... Yeah, it's reversed. I reversed again. Back to where it was. Okay, so I don't know why that just stopped, but it did. So anyway, so resumed it, and here we go. So anyway, so what happened was so the story goes, I wanted to be a paleontologist, and my sister said that all of them are dead. And when she said that, that was kind of a very discouraging thing she said to me, because I was like, I wanted to have a live dinosaur, but I was a kid, just thinking about how cool it was. Actually, to make a really long story really short, right to the point, what it was I liked about dinosaurs was actually the animation part. I liked watching the dinosaur animations, and the dinosaur animations aspect was that you can do so many things with that animation. And I found out that my love was actually for animation, not necessarily for just the dinosaur bones and things like that. It was just about putting together stories and being able to have a creature that was huge, that that you can't really that you don't see a lot of today. We don't see any of today, except in the animation. So the only time we ever see them alive is that not sure why you keep stopping. Okay, so I'm back again. Okay, so last time I said was I pretty much said it was one of those things where I was glad to. Where was I train of thought? Okay, I was saying that pretty much the only time you see live dinosaurs in the stories, and then the stories would always tell something about like how they were alive. So you'd only be able to know about it through the the aspect of like just somebody else's imagination. So I thought, okay, you know what? If they can do that, I can do this too. So, but I'll just give you some more details. I wanted to be a dinosaur doctor, and then dinosaur doctor can't be that, but you had to like I had lizards for pets, and then we went to Florida just a little while ago. My kids and I were chasing like lizards and iguanas and stuff, and that was so cool. They absolutely loved it. They thought it was the greatest thing. So we were catching them, and we did a catch and release. And with the catch and release aspect, it was pretty good because one of the things about that is we don't want to stress out the poor lizards more than they already are stressed out. They gotta survive on a daily, and so what happens is that we have this thing where you don't want to stress them out, break their tails or something. So what ends up happening is that we would catch them and then we let them go, and then we would catch them, we let them go, and then we would just pretty much we'd go catch something else. So we were catching frogs and catching like toads and catching like bugs and geckos and and the knolls and things. So it was great. It was a great time. Great time for me. That my fact that my kids like this so much. Yeah, my kids still like dinosaur stories, by the way. They actually like dinosaurs quite a lot. They have no idea where I am in the story though at this point. So my story, when I tell the story, it's like pretty much just something that I'm just kind of working on because it's like I used to work on it quite more back in 2015, and then I did like so many like in the first year, and then I had to kind of cut back because when I started working my job more, I had to just take the slow down for that because it's like you can't work a job and do something like this all the time because you want to have family, have kids. I have a lot of things I'm working on all the time. I have to help put food on the table as well as provide for my family. And so this is one of those things that I really enjoy doing. This is like a good hobby for me, a great release. And so what it does is that I get a chance to just really spend time just kind of like working on stuff. Right now, kids are away, they're in bed and stuff, and so I'm just up here in the kitchen, just working on these things. And one of the things I like about this is that you can do all kinds of stuff if you just figure out what you want to do. So I'm going to show you a little bit some of the animation so far that I've gotten. I'm just going to lock my camera in position so it doesn't move. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the thing so I can show it to you what we have so far. Alright, let me show you what I got so far. That it doesn't pretty much that it's like okay, so we got this. This is what we have here so far. See, I can see that. Okay, now it's time lapse, so we get time lapse, and it's just like this, and then go. There you have it. Okay, so that's the first, and I'm going to continue to work on this stuff. And so in the meantime, what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and reset my camera up because I didn't move anything. Just want to show you what I did so far. And go back to the camera, go back to add, and everything's working good. I had to make some crazy space because I've started this before, and it just messed up. So yeah, everything's exactly how it was. Perfect. So let me go ahead and continue to proceed. So another shot. Alright, so now what we're doing here is just going to keep positioning my dinosaurs and the story of this because they're going to go ahead and work on something together. And yeah, work on something together. Push wrong. After we do this again. Okay, for some reason it just keeps timing out, and I'm not sure why it keeps doing that, and so that's really frustrating. But I just gotta be on my ball. I'll be on the ball, I guess. So let's see. So anyway, so what happens next is that I was gonna show you one of the flying vehicles, but I'll show you that a little bit later. Let's go and see if I can finish this time lapse. It's kind of like involved. So let me see. So that's there. Take a picture there. Okay, and then just go ahead and take this out. That's like the fourth time it stopped already while I was doing the time-lapse stuff. Alright, let me see this here. Okay, good. This is Blurex and Stacy Stegosaurus. My sister got me Stacy Stegosaurus and then also Stacy Stegosaurus and I named them from. There's nobody that I think about when I name these things. There's some people in my life that remind me of them, but just to be frank, there's nobody in my life who are actually these characters except it's pretty much I guess me and But for these characters, they remind me of people who I've met in life who be it different careers I've done in the past, different jobs I've done in the past. It's one of those things I've met different people, and each one has a different take on the whole assignment. So what happens is this. I'm going to remove, let's see, Alice, I'm going to move Blurex and I'm going to move Stacy out of the picture for a second. So I'm going to have to just position them and start moving them out. Alright, because everything you do in animation, it's all about timing and about getting stuff worked out, and you have to kind of think of what you're going to do before you do it and spend a lot of time thinking. And so that's what I end up doing. So remove them off the stage. Then I'm going to put back the heavy hitters. This here, my friend, is the Ocean Viper. Ocean Viper was one of the suits that I created for fish to use. Fish was candidate fish. He's a fish, and as a fish, he only has so many limited things he can do. He could swim around in a bowl, and he could bite stuff, I guess. But because of the fact that he is a fish and he is not a quadruped or anything like that, his situation requires him to do quadruped type stuff. And I thought, okay, you know what? I could have his suit and his outfits and stuff like that be like around the fish, or you could have something like a Pacific Rim kind of thing, where you have the creatures, the creatures are like, you pilot a robot. But instead of for the fifth day, because the fifth day is advanced, they have the first prototype model was the Ocean Viper. And the Ocean Viper was the prototype that was stolen from the fifth day by there's an undersea group that's trying to stop the fifth day. Fifth day is like the sea creatures and the birds were created on the fifth day of creation. And so the fifth day, they were when the flood happened, the fifth day underwater was not disturbed by the flood, the Genesis flood. But what happened was, technology's advanced, so they were doing like genetic modification and engineering on their own sea creatures and ones they have captured, and they were doing like Loch Ness Monster. They would do stuff to them, things like that. So what happened was that the first test was the Ocean Viper, right? And the Ocean Viper is the prerequisite to the Terminus. Terminus is more advanced and better than the Ocean Viper. So to level up the Ocean Viper and the Terminus, you have two scenarios there, right? So the scenario is that the Ocean Viper is kind of like the granddaddy, but then the Terminus is like the new and improved version that they kept in hiding for so many years. But they both copy the Leviathan. Leviathan is a biblical creature. It's mentioned of in folklore and things like that, as well as in the Bible. It's actually spoken of in the scripture. And Leviathan, what he does is that he's able to, he's considered a big sea creature in the scripture, And the Bible talks about how, he was able to, he's a very scary beast. He talked about two giant creatures in the scriptures. He talked about the Leviathan and the Behemoth. And so tonight, what we're going to do with this, I'm going to go ahead and do a little animation and show you the creation of the Behemoth that I'm going to do with help from the crew. So you have the crew, and they're working on stuff, and then you're going to get me over here with my little self to get over there. So they're going to empty this box right here, and as we're doing this empty box situation, I'm going to go ahead and talk more about how the story continues to play out in my daily life. Well, one of the things I found out about the story was that there was a lot of things during the presidential campaign that was like being said about and spoken of that was like really interesting. They would talk about like dealing with crises, dealing with wars, dealing with situations, dealing with how you deal with foreign entities and things, and it was just like all like real good food for thought. I mean, like you have the scenario where you know, you have a scenario where there's what do you do with regards to people who don't agree with your stance of your government? What do you do with, like, for example, there's one of the characters, he took upon himself. He was in one of the episodes, the three candidates got shot. And Kylo Prime and Allosaurus Rex. They all got shot at a meet and greet, you know. And when they got shot, you know, pretty much it made you know, they got injured. They were trying to find out who did it, who shot who. I'm not gonna tell you who did it, you know. And so the thing is, like, with the story, you know, you're trying to find out who did what, and in the process of that, you know, you start learning about some of the history of Fish and some of the nefarious people he was running with, trying to get to his you know, his political campaign, you know, level, and some of his supporters and how they were kind of like messed up. And then it was like some of the things I was talking about started becoming like relevant. Now, let me just kind of tie this into like real life stuff. You know, it's like I like just the story, and I've kind of mentioned that several times. And one of the things I think is really cool is that you can do so many things with stories, you know, and just personification of different objects. Now, the reason why you know, there's so I can't go with this. Sorry, I just thought this. Some of the things I wanted to say was like, when you do like a story for so many years, you get to see the characters develop. You know, I can actually take each and every character now and I can make a whole book behind them because I have so much information to put out there. And it's like, you know, you're like watching like a Spider-Man, or you're watching like you know, Iron Man or something. You watch all these characters and they have so many years that you work on them, and it's like, you know, you just kind of think they do it for the entertainment to help people escape stuff, you know. And it's just like, for me, it helped me escape from some of the things I was dealing with in terms of like, you know, some of the stresses of, you know, a job. I just couldn't do sales. I just, no matter how hard I tried, people always say I have a personality that does sales. I could sell stuff, and I've never saw that. I find myself, I'm easy to talk to, and people enjoy talking with me. And it's like, for me to sell something to somebody, it's like, you know, using my personality, it just doesn't quite work. It's just whenever I try to sell something, it always just kind of like ends up becoming like, I talk a different talk, or I sound differently, or I don't have the right oh goodness, did I just get my hand? I got my hand to that one. Well, I'll just leave it. Just, you know, you probably wouldn't see it if I do the thing. Good, next frame. Okay, so what happens is that okay, so we're gonna take this out of here. I'm gonna have the Ocean Viper help the Terminus get rid of this. I have to make a Leviathan too, by the way. I haven't done that yet, and but I think I will, just for the sake of some of the cool stuff in regard to the story, because you need to have certain characters in the story in order to fulfill it. So what's going to happen here is that these candidates are going to work together to build the behemoth. And behemoth is kind of like it may not be in the end story, but one of the things I thought was kind of cool is, like, you know, it's in the Bible, so I just wanted to kind of touch on all different points in the Bible. See, the scriptures talk about like how, you know, the flood, and when it happened in the flood, Noah took one of each kind, each kind of animal, you know, into the ark, and in doing so, he was able to preserve all the animals that were. Why does it keep stopping? I don't know. Okay, so okay, back where I was. So incidentally, what happens is that, you know, in Noah, situation Noah, the creatures that were on the ark were one of each kind. People always said, how can you fit all those land animals into the ark? You know, one of the things that you have the different types of animals, and most of the animals that we have today, they always talk about how they come from a common ancestor. So that's the answer right there. You don't have to take every type of species of dog. You can take one type of dog. You can take a dog, and then you have, you know, pretty much the wolf has all the, or different, you know, dogs have, you know, you have one thing, because DNA has so much packed into it. You know, God made DNA, and DNA is a book, and so which each DNA is one of those things that, you know, it kind of packs in really tightly, and you have so many things inside of it. So we have a scenario where you know, there is so much that can be done with regards to, you know, our DNA. We have so much packed into our genes that we. How was it before? It was right about there. Get that position real quick. It's right there. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of cut it here. I'm not trying to move it too much. This is actually a first for me to try and do a live conversation piece while talking, to do a live conversation doing a time lapse while making a time lapse, while talking. It's pretty interesting to do this because it's like it requires you having to think and keep thinking about what you're going to say while you're talking to, people who I hope are listening because, I'm just doing this middle of the night and, I'd love to have a little super chat stuff, that'd be kind of cool, have all the people talking and, and that'd be really cool. But for the most part, though, it's like, just one of those things. So for me, I've never done the whole super chat thing, and I'm just doing it live and just talking and letting people see this. And so as I do this, I'm going to go ahead and just, show that the dinosaurs and the people can work together to solve a problem that otherwise, might be harder to fix if there's a, just trying to solve a problem like putting together a suit. Like last time I did a thing with painting the Determinus, and that was cool. And so I think I might just continue to do that because it's like, the Determinus, this is the Ocean Viper, and the Ocean Viper is a pretty cool beast that I can use to tell my story. Hey, Lukey. How you doing? Alright, so you want some water or something? Okay, I'll give you some water. Alright, let's see. Here's some water. Welcome, buddy. Alright, so here we have this, and they have the blueprints there. Oh, I'm sorry. And so you have this here, they're looking at the blueprints, and they're going to do a bipartisan type thing. Because, there's also, they have a Congress, and they have, like, a Senate, and they also have, a Parliament, and they are very well to do with their situation because, they have, like, they're part of the United Dinosaur Nations. So they kind of like the whole world is under the United Dinosaur Nations type thing because the dinosaurs happen to be the biggest of all the creatures, so they get to be the ones making the laws. So they usually have pretty good fair laws. There's the police. The police themselves are robots, and the reason why I had the police as robots is because dinosaurs can be very overwhelming for humans, and they tend to have a lot of personalities. Well, I mean, just in my story at least. I don't know in real life, but in this story, they can be very overwhelming. Not to mention they are very smart. So, what they do.
Can you use this?
From the story?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just kind of talking about. I can put them in for a second. Well, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'll put him in for a second. I mean, okay, why not? So Lucas wanted me to put his what's his name?
A cat boy.
Cat boy into the story. So cat boy reconnecting again. Okay, so my son wanted me to put cat boy in there. So here's cat boy, and cat boy's here in the story for a few seconds. Oh goodness, cat boy, we're gonna fall in my stuff. Oh, he keeps falling down. All right. So looky, I'm gonna just have to cat boy there for a few seconds. Okay. I'm gonna put him next to me. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so here we go. So then what happens is that here's this. Gonna keep going with the time lapse. And I'm gonna have all these dinosaurs gonna start putting together the behemoth. So since I love Legos so much, and when I grew up as a kid, I had Legos. I have actually kept my Legos really pristine and in such great condition that when my kids came along, they all took them. They took all my Legos and they lost them, and it was so sad. So we have to separate these, so we're gonna have them separate. So I have to actually look and see what I need to separate, and then I'm gonna have to have them be separated through that. So, and then I have to time lapse photograph it. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here goes. So one is this one. You got 2. I'm gonna change the camera. 2. I'm gonna lower the camera just so slightly. I should show you what I have so far, but okay. So 2. Let's move Mallory over a little bit. Let's move Alerex over here this way a little bit, and Fish over there. Now we're going to grab some pieces and start connecting them. So you have this piece, and then you have this piece, this piece here, and then you have this piece here. Well, it's gonna be a little tiny little thing. It's not gonna be a big hulking robot. It's gonna be smaller than everybody. You'll be like, what is this? Kind of thing. Alright, so we put this here. Then have that there, right? And put that back down there. Then we take a picture. Right? And then we move this over. Because this requires so much thought. It does. You gonna take it back, Lucky?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so then there's that. There's that there. Okay, next one. Take a picture. Okay, next one. I gotta do that 1 time, 2 times. Oh, sorry. So there's that one. Gotta do it again. The same thing. 2. And then position it. The painting one was a lot much harder to do than this. It was, I'm not even going to go to explanation of it because it was just so hard to do. But it was fun to do it. And so that's all I'm going to tell you. Okay, so back to stories. Okay, so the police, the robot police, what their job is to maintain the peace. Maintain the peace, and their thing is when they do that, is they do it so well that they're able to, well, they're short staffed. You know, short staffed, and it was under Mallory's jurisdiction because she's a senator for the high chair town. And so as a senator, her job is to just kind of like, you know, just help. She's trying to run for president as a senator, and she's, looks like I'm missing a piece. Oh, goodness. Oh, here's the foot. Okay, good. So, here's this one. Okay, here. And I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to position everybody, just everybody move a little bit. That way it looks, you know, pretty cool. You have stuff happening. Right? And then, so you take a picture of that. Then you go back to the next thing and you look at the next blueprint. The blueprint says you attach the green foot to the white foot. So you have this one. These are like some kind of weird, like, you know, like some Lego thing, you know, and it's like it's a little itty bitty thing. Pretty cute. So you have that there. Put that jammy back down. This one here, you can actually make it walk to its foot, and then you take a picture. Right, and then you just can take another picture again because sometimes you need extra pictures in between. And then after that, you kind of work through here, and then you just add this right there, and you add the next one here. So, okay, so that one you put it back down, and you have to move again. Looks like they're working on stuff, but you know you're doing all the work because you have to be able to think 10 steps and make things over. Then you just go like this. Then you back everybody up a little bit, right? Back everybody up a couple steps. And then you just kind of like have it where, okay, now you have that piece. Okay, now you have the feet pieces. So the feet pieces are going to just kind of swim over, you know, slowly to where they need to go. Because, you know, it's kind of cool when feet walk 2 feet things. So there, and then this one here, right about there. So then you take a picture. Whoa, hey, looky. You scared me. I was like, who was that? Alright, let's see there. And then here. Okay, and then now the foot is going to go to this one. Yeah, so this foot is done. Well, that foot is done. And then take a picture. And then this foot is going to do this. You know, I admire the people who do this like for a living, and they do this like all the time. You have to be able to just kind of really think in position and put everything back the way you had it before, and to make everything move, and you just have to make everything slightly move, you know, and everything move out of position, and you have to be able to think and remember where you put stuff, and you look at a camera, and hopefully you don't run out of battery before you get a chance to finish, things like that, you know. So as you're doing this, so you're moving, and you're just talking, and you're just doing, telling stories, and then you just kind of attach feet, and you try not to damage your nice blue banner that you got because, you know, you have it at your shop and you're selling these, and then people get the chance to buy them, you know. So there you go with that. Put it right there, and then you take a picture. So, and a nice blue banner, and keep going with that, and you attach the feet to the next side. So now you have the feet, and I don't think this behemoth is going to be that big. It's probably going to be like a little novelty thing. It's not going to be that great. Maybe find a bigger one. Okay, so now we have the legs are done. Now we have 2 pieces. I guess those are these longer pieces here. Gonna have these jammies swim from there to there. Let's move from here to there. And then we're just gonna take a picture. And I have to continue this one. And move these people around again just a little bit so everybody knows that it's not just a static thing that's going on. And we just move everybody and then take a picture. And have some water too.
Dad.
Hmm?
After you were done, I was just gonna say, make him a, paint him a suit after you're done.
Paint him a suit?
Yes.
But I don't want to put colors on him. I'll change his outfit. His outfit will be different if I paint him.
No, make his outfit different.
And so we have this. So this is 2. And I guess this one in the back is probably 2 too. So here. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so small. Small little thing. Small little behemoth. Probably a big behemoth. Probably Mallory's little brother or something. I don't know. So you have this one here. Okay, so we have we've had 4 different types of robots. I have it on my my G Valentine Dinosaur candidate page, to Vote for Dino's blog, and that talks about some of the dinosaur stuff. You know, that I've been doing. It's like I need to write on that more. I haven't been doing that as much as I could, and so I just have to get back to that. That's just life is so busy. So anyway, so then you have now you have different parts. All the parts that are gonna go to this are gonna be like swimming here, swimming here. Swimming here. Okay, so that part goes there. This is the main part here. Goes up here. And then picture. And then we go here. That's there. And then add this part there. So you got 2. Boop. Okay, now you have the next part. Take a picture of that. And then do a little rotation thing. Because I always want to do a little rotation thing. Oh, goodness. Okay, and then you have this one. And then this one's kind of slowly rotating. So I know the tail is of the dinosaur. And they're just like, what is this? It's like, they're making little robot stuff. Making a robot dinosaur. Robot dinosaurs are so cool. I've always liked Transformers and robot dinosaur stuff. Speaking of that, well, I'm just going to keep it the main thing. I'm not going to mess. I can show you all the different police that are prevalent. Maybe I might just do that just over time, just to have something. A little bit of a difference for the animation. Okay, so next we have 4. Then we got 5. See, all about this stuff is about following directions and orders and stuff. Being able to think about what you want to do and do it. Here's this. Then you have this piece here. I guess this piece keeps the legs in. Okay, so there's that. Put the jammy back. Okay, so you have that. Next up, we have the side pieces. We have the neck and the tail. So this part here, how many pieces go there? Looks like it's just one piece. Okay, I guess it's the centerpiece type of thing. But is there something that goes inside there? I mean, I feel like... Honestly, I don't know why this thing keeps like messing up like this, or it keeps undoing, but I'm gonna keep at it until I get this thing done. You hear? All right. So, anyway, so I was saying it's like this doesn't look like it was made too well. I mean, there's parts of it that need to be fixed, and there's things that are just not holding right. And then I'm thinking maybe there are stuff that has to go on top, but no, there isn't. It's just on the bottom, which is weird. So, guess I'll find out what I need or what's missing. Alright, so anyway, so this is it. Here's that. This piece goes here. This piece goes there. Alright, so this piece doesn't really connect to anything. It's kind of floating. I'm not sure how to do this, but anyway, so there. Okay, now the next one, it says requires that you have this blue piece. This blue piece is on top. Okay, so where is that? Is that the wide pieces? Okay, I guess there's 2. Alright, this is weird. Oh, okay, what is it? This one? This is strange. Is it 2 of them? Or is it 1 of them? It's only 1. So why does it look like it's 2? That's just strange. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's strange.
Yeah? What's strange?
It's changing it. There's two.
Oh, okay. It goes like one piece. Okay, I see. It's like a one piece there, one piece like this, right? Oh my goodness! Wow, so hot. Ooh, one piece, and the back is one piece. All right, so it's like this, and then you have the tail piece. Okay, okay, I see, I see. All right, so you have the piece like this. Let me take a picture real quick. Ooh. All right, now the front has this piece. Okay, this is weird. It's like, I keep trying to get this to work, and it keeps like shutting off on me. So okay, just gotta work faster, I guess. All right, so anyway, so this is what happens. You have this here, and pretty much as I'm working on this, this is the piece here, and the next piece I gotta have is the front piece and the back piece. Let me see if I can do this without like damaging it. The back part is the blue tail. Blue tail is here. All right. Then it has the neck bones. The neck bones are here. You have this here, right here, on this, and this like so far is going pretty good. Let me see if I can get a picture. All right, so you have that, and then you have the neck bones. Oh. Okay. I hope it doesn't stop anymore. I just know it keeps doing that. Oh goodness, now my battery's running low. Oh great, my battery's running low on my thing now.
I told you, use my camera.
Look, I can't use your camera.
As a choice.
Yes, it is a choice. Okay, so this one goes this way. This piece goes this way. This piece goes that way. Alright, that piece goes that way. Wait, this is this piece. It's the neck bone. The neck bone connected to the wrist bone. Okay, so you have this one here. And then you have the next one is the top piece. So top piece is a clear piece. This is a blue. Okay, this one here. This is a neck piece here. Like this. This is one. And then this connects here. Alright, so you have this. Alright, cool. Oh goodness, the leg fell out again.
It keeps falling off.
Yeah, I don't think the leg is built well. It's like it's not put its right proper place. It's like it's there, but then it's like you have to kind of.
Maybe the legs are in different places.
Yeah, I think so too. So you have this one, and what is it? The green one. You have the blue, and then there's the green on the bottom. Is it green bottom? Oh no, it's still blue. Okay, so this is the blue here, right? And then you have the green tail. Let me see, move this out of the way for a second. Am I missing any pieces? No, I'm not missing any pieces. Okay, good. Let's just put this here. Let's go ahead and reposition this. Wow, goodness. Oh, goodness, it's so tiring. Huh?
Are you really hot?
Yeah.
Because I can warm you up.
Yeah, no, I need to warm up. I need to be cooled down. Okay, so you have this, and then you have this, and then this there. Now, the next part is the tail. Thanks, Loki. The tail, the blue tail is here, and then the blue tail is the green tail. So you have the blue thing here, there, then you have the green tail there, and then on top of the green tail, you have the backbone, which is this one again. So you have this one and this one. Okay? Alright, so there's that one going this way, and that one going the other way. I guess it goes the other way. Yeah, I guess it goes. Wait, so it's 1, 2, 1, 2? Okay, so then this one goes there. And this is really difficult to do. So, okay, so with the green one, it's the green tail at the bottom. Alright, and then this one has the green tail. Then you have the blue tail. Alright, blue tail this. And then you have the blue tail, the green tail. Then you have this. Now it's going to look weird because it's going to jump so many pieces now that I had to skip and do that because it's kept on stopping, you know? Then I got to put this little thing here as well. And it's going to be here. Go on this piece here. Try not to make the legs collapse again because when the legs collapse it's a bad day for everybody. So, okay, so this is here. I'm going to make sure that he's standing up. I want him falling down. I'll making this dinosaur. And take a picture. Okay, good. Next one is with that part. The next one in the front is the neck part. So we have to have another neck part. So it goes green, Green. Green is a blue. So we have that for the next. Next one is a blue and a green. Blue, green, and a blue. Blue, green, and a blue. So it's that, and it goes here on this neck. We have another neck piece. We take a picture of that, and boom. Next one, we have next piece. And also the tail piece is the same. Oh, goodness. Alright, so you have the tail piece, and there's a piece there. And the next piece after that is a edge piece like this. And you have a little small little blue piece like this. And then you have, I guess that's the end piece. That's the end.
Little blue piece right there.
I guess that's like the end right here. So it only has like two pieces for the tail. The neck now. Oh, make it blue stand up. Okay, let's make them change so that they're working on that part there. Alright, and then you take a picture of that. Okay, cool. Next up is the face, which shouldn't be so hard to do. So let me just go ahead and get this done. Alright, you have the next, it was the face part, which is another green one. This is the green one that grabs like this. Okay, and the leg just fell off yet again. Alright, you have that, and then you have this one here. Okay, good. Let me take this off real quick. So I can fix this. Alright, so cool. It's kind of just working through and making things complete. The actual building, the whole thing. So you have, this is a pretty long dinosaur actually. So you have the two neck pieces, you got that part there, you got a blue on top, and you got a 4-piece on the bottom. So blue on top, 4-piece on the bottom. Alright, and you have a tooth.
Oh yeah, Dad.
Yes?
It is a long neck.
Yeah, it is. And they have a tooth. Oh, great. You see it? Okay, well, Lucky's looking for that piece. I have to put together the backbone pieces. So you have, okay, let me just take a picture of that right there.
That's a cockroach.
Then pretty much.
It's gone.
And then, so where's that white piece?
Maybe it disappeared.
Oh, goodness, where did it go? Oh, there it is. It bounced up into the spider web. Okay, cool, I got it.
Seriously?
Yeah, there it is. Got it.
So funny.
Spider web.
I'll bounce up like a spider.
Yeah, so I got it. So here's this one, and this is this. Alright, cool, so you have that piece there. Now we take another picture. And we look over here. Have them look over there. And we take a picture.
I'm blocking it.
Okay, good, thank you. And then we have that. Next one is, I'll get rid of this little dust piece. Okay, so next we have the blue face. I guess this is the blue face that goes there on top of that. And there's a little piece that goes behind there. So just a little triangle piece that goes behind the head. You know, so it looks like a really cool looking dinosaur thing. Wow, look at this, huh? If the legs work, it would be perfect. Alright, so this, and then this piece, and then this piece, and then boom. Yeah, look at that, look at that. Oh my goodness. It's a long neck. It's a long neck.
Yeah,
Long neck broke. Oh snap. Long neck broke.
What?
Okay.
It has the eyeballs and there's no eyeballs.
Yeah, it's a robot dino. So there's that one. And then we take a picture of that. Okay, and then after that, now we're going to put the backbones. So this is blue here. Blue there. Doesn't really hold, you know. The legs are not connected properly. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, so here's this one. See, this is not connected well. I'm telling you. It's not built well. Okay, so then we have this piece. There's a clear piece in the back here. Alright, so we can get this here before it passes out on me.
I'm a piece for you.
Thank you, Lucky. Alright, cool. So Lucky is like, wow, you're 4 years older now, huh? So, I mean, now it's like he's going to be 6 years old. Because he was 1 year old when I started this.
I wasn't 1 year old. I was 4 years old.
You're 4 years old when I started? Oh, goodness. Leg just fell off.
I
got
it.
I got it. Oh, goodness, the leg she's falling off.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness, the leg she's falling off.
it's falling off.
The leg she's falling off. They're missing a piece here. They built it without a piece thing. Okay, I gotta find a Lego piece. Look, can you find me a 4 Lego piece here? One that goes inside. I need one that goes inside, Looky, like a 4. Like it looks like this. Like Looky, if you can find a 4 piece, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and fits on top there, like a plate. Yeah, and you check it in your box, a Lego box. Yeah, if you can find it, that'd be
I
great.
don't have it in my
I know, but in the other room, because it's gonna keep falling out. It needs something to keep it in place. It's not staying because it's not in good enough. Gotta push down further.
Can this work?
No, that's not a Lego piece, Lucky. Okay, so we have that. I'm gonna run out of juice.
Can't find it.
Okay, no problem. I'll just kind of work around it. All right, see, so we have this, and I think this goes here. No, it doesn't. It doesn't even rest in anything. How did I build in this like this? This is so bootleg.
Yeah,
All right.
I know.
All right, let's see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build it backwards because you have to improvise sometimes in life, and that's what you do. You build the things that you want, you build it reverse. And then when you finish building it, then you take a picture of it and you put it as a time lapse, and you're like, wow, how does that happen? And you figure out you skipped the whole piece, and people are like, wow, you missed the whole area. But just so you know how it all works out, because that's what you have to do sometimes. You just gotta kind of just skip and keep going. Because if you don't keep going,
Are you forgetting these pieces?
well, I'm gonna find that in a second. It doesn't seem to. It's open. They made a fatal flaw right there. The design.
You messed up.
No, that piece is good. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. So, okay, so that piece, and then this piece here goes behind here. So this is the tail piece here. This piece goes here. And then there's another piece that goes on top. And these pieces go on top. So here, and this holds this in place here. But that's all. It just holds it in place, but it's not anchored well. See, because there's a, oh goodness.
Okay, I'll get that.
Yes, it's not anchored
Got it.
well.
Got that.
It's not anchored well. I need a
Got
4
it.
piece.
Got it. It stands on 1 foot.
Yeah, I needed to get 4 pieces. I need an internal four piece to fix it. So let me just go see if I can find it. I can't find it right now. Maybe there's something I can look for. Maybe I could redo this. Maybe I could redo this. Rebuild this a different way. Yeah, I'm going to rebuild this a little differently real quick. Because it just needs to be positioned differently. They did a fatal flaw in terms of like its design. I'm going to rebuild it, reverse it, and fix it the other way.
They really look like feet.
It does?
These.
Okay. Alright, so here we go. This, I'm going to put his feet like this in here. Right, because it's like it's not going to hold it steady in place if I put it that way. So I got to put this way. I'm going to have to skip the design. Design key is wrong. So we're just going to redo this here. Going to put this little green piece on top here to keep this in place. Right? You know, keep this in place there. Going to redo this just a little bit different. See, now these legs are not going to come out now. So now this one here is in here. And I'm going to put this here. Where's this? And this one here like that. Right? And when I do it like this, it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot different than how it was before. So here is that one. And this green piece is going to go on top there. And that piece is going to mean so these legs are going to come off anymore. Right? So these legs are just, they're going to be stationary and not falling apart. So some people say I should have been an engineer because like I always figuring out all these little things, how to solve these problems. But I think it takes more than that to be an engineer. You know, so just like I gotta look into that at some point in the future, maybe. Alright, so you have this piece here, and you have this piece, and you have this piece, and you have this piece, and you have this piece. I'm gonna change this up, change up the design, because the design is flawed. So now we're gonna go ahead and fix it and recreate it in our own idea, because the first idea was messed up. Alright, so now we're gonna fix it better. Right? Okay, so now we need like a brick in here as opposed to how it was before. Okay, so you know this.
Maybe you have to cover it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna cover it up. We're gonna put like a little bit of things on the side. We're gonna make it like this. Okay, so it's gonna be lined up better now. See, it's already lined up better.
These 2 things.
Yeah, those 2 things. I'm gonna take this off real quick. put this jammy here and put this jammy here.
For some reason,
Put it there.
light blue pieces see through.
Mm-hmm. You think so?
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, so now there. There. Okay, now it just looks like I want to go in now. Okay. Oh. Alright, cool. Still holding. Still holding. Alright, good. Oh. Great.
Not dirty.
Not dirty? Good.
Not dirty.
It's supposed to say put. Why are you not saying put? Why are you giving me stress, huh? What is wrong with your machine? Okay.
Here you go.
Oh, goodness. Alright, here. Because these aren't Lego. These are just some non-Lego-y thingy. Okay. So, then you go here. And you're going to go here because your whole thing is based upon this thing here. And you're going to float because you don't need to rest upon anything. So now you're going to put you here. And I'm going to put this on back so I can complete this thing here. Where was I last? Okay, you were just about there. Okay, there on the video. Here. This here. How's it go? First one. Okay, skip the first one, but I'm going to put the first one anyway. So it stays put.
Aha, it does.
Yes. And the blue. Is the blue looky?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whoa, Dad, it does actually have the blue on the back.
Excellent.
Right, Dad?
Yes. Excellent. Now, there's the neck. There's the piece there. They're going to have it like this. Going to take a picture of this Jemmy. And there's still more to be done. Alright, so now what more to be done? There has to be the tail part. There's another tail piece that has to be completed. Okay, this very end of the tail is here. And this goes here like this. Any piece in your hand?
No.
Okay, so this is it. Completed. Okay, so now we're going to give it some time lapse. On that one, going to make the neck go up. They're all going to take a step back. All going to take a step back.
And fishy has to.
Yeah, gotta make it stand up a little bit. Fix it right here. Back it up right there. Alright, and then gonna raise that jammy up. It has eyes. Gotta paste its eyes and stuff. Okay, so here goes this. Okay, so another picture. And then fish. Fish is like, wow.
Nothing. Nothing's in the box.
Nothing's in the box? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Look at his head. Cool, huh?
Yeah. Like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, huh? That makes you go forward a little bit. This is only $1.99.
That also take 5 minutes.
Only $1.99 at the dollar store, baby. Can't beat that.
It looks like the horse one's is putting his head down. Right, Dad?
Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's give it some details. Here's some details. Oh, goodness. Okay, so here we have it. I'm going to put some the design. Where's the box?
Yeah.
Design is on the neck. The neck is on the back. The back is on the neck. Okay, so here. These are some of the stickers right here. So I have this cool stickers. And then just kind of. Oh goodness, my battery's running around this thing here. Okay, I'm gonna get my battery plugged in because I'm gonna run out of juice if I don't plug this thing
Bring
in.
my leg back together.
Okay, can it
But
reach?
I just can't.
Cannot
I have to
reach.
break my heel.
Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to stop here. I'm so close to finishing. What do you do? Oh goodness, I guess I'm gonna just kind of stop the video here. Before I do that, let me just take a couple more shots. Because it's gonna stop, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just show you what I did on my time lapse. Right?
They don't see this?
No, it's okay. I'm gonna show them this in the time lapse real quick when I still have some juice. Okay, here real quick. Okay, this is the time lapse. All right, what I have so
I'm
far.
not pushing it. It gets pushed.
Okay, so this is what I have. This is all the details. So here you go. Look.
I just grabbed the box.
That's pretty much it for now. All right, so I'm gonna stop here, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm about to run out of battery on my phone. So, I mean, I could keep talking, but then maybe I shouldn't. So what I'll do, I'll stop here and say thank you so much for watching because I got to charge my phone. It's been a long trip, and it's about 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna have some more for you later. Thank you so much again, and enjoy. And please look at my like and subscribe. And also check me out on Instagram, Dinocandidates on Instagram, and it says the 4-year anniversary of starting Dinosaur Candidates. So made a new character, and that's really cool. So talk to you soon. All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.